I don't watch a ton of television when it comes to at least like cable news stuff at night. First off, I want to come in here. I want to talk about the stories that we think are relevant locally and nationally. And then also, I don't love to be influenced. And frankly, there's not a lot of great stuff to necessarily watch. I mean, I'll watch Greg Gutfeld for a couple of chuckles before I go to bed. Although I did learn the other night, or I guess it was last night, that Greg just had his first kid. He's 60 years old. He just had his first kid with his wife.
Got the De Niro Award.
Yeah. I mean, John, you're more or less that age. Imagine having a brand new baby right now.
I can't handle 10-year-olds, let alone one. Right?
And at least with your grandkids, you hand them back after a few hours.
Yeah, that's temporary, right?
Holy cow. Imagine that. Jeez. Even Trump's like, come on, buddy. That's unbelievable. Oh, man. I'm 36 going on 60 with my three little ones. Never mind this guy who's actually 60. Going to be going on 80 pretty soon. Gosh.
You suppose he had a conversation that went, you're what?
Yeah. I don't know. I looked it up. His wife's 42, so maybe it was a surprise.
Well, she's pushing it a little.
Yeah, I know. Oh, she absolutely. But good for Greg Gutfeld.
Good news is they had a 6-year-old, right?
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, so on News Nation, I saw Dane Abrams, who is no conservative by any stretch. He had on a leader from Black Lives Matter, which I don't even know what that means anymore. Like, what is a leader with Black Lives Matter? It's just, at this point, it's such a neutered, made-up organization that really nobody has any respect for. No one should have any respect for it as an organization. It turned out to be one big grift in 2020 when their leadership was buying $15 million mansions with all those donations they were getting. But this person, Shavona Newsom, was on with Dan Abrams on News Nation. And they're talking about Daniel Penny, the man who was acquitted this week in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely on that New York City subway. When Neely showed up on the subway talking about how somebody was going to die, was acting just insane and erratic, and Penny put him in a chokehold until cops showed up at the next subway stop. Well, he got acquitted this week, as he should have been acquitted. This case would have never come to trial had it not been New York City, white man, black victim. That's the only reason it was brought. And Dan Abrams goes back and forth with Shavona Newsom of Black Lives Matter. And Dan Abrams is no, right-wing conservative guy or anything like that. He's probably, if I were to guess his politics, left of center. But even he was spitting total facts, and he was not taking any of the propaganda nonsense from Shavona Newsom, and one of the best things you'll see or hear on cable news this week.
Diverse Manhattan jury. Why is it? Well, it was 4 people of color. That's known typically as
I was there during jury selection.
Whether it was
black women were shut out for having unconventional hair, but there were 9 white jurors.
Sorry, is that what they said? They said it was for unconventional hair, or you're just presuming that?
It was unconventional hair.
A juror was dismissed for having unconventional hair. That's made up.
No, it's not.
Who said?
No, it's not.
Which lawyer said that?
The defense attorney.
Which one? He said what?
He said that she had unconventional hair because her hair was purple, that she would have unconventional thoughts. And were you in the courtroom?
No, I was not.
For 7 weeks?
I was not. But I understand. But the idea, right? Well, but again, the notion that she's being dismissed because of her hair. I assume you're assuming it's because of her race, right?
It absolutely was about weight.
Right.
Why was the expert jury consultant brought in who got off people for OJ, who had a racial child, who brought in Kyle Rittenhouse, a young man who bought an AR-15 and killed Americans exercising their
What does Kyle
constitutional
Rittenhouse have to do with this?
Because the jury expert who clearly got off Daniel Penny today, it's
the jury expert, it's not the jurors, right? Not the jurors who heard the case, right?
This woman specialized for 35 years in the psychology of juries.
Right.
She specialized in race.
You know how many of those specialists lose their cases?
Well, not this.
A lot of them.
That's why Daniel Penny took the great money of people who hate black people to pay her.
So it had to have been race, right? It's not possible. So here's my theory on this, and it's actually a reverse race thing, which I think you're going to really disagree with, right? Well, I'll tell you what. I don't think this case would have been charged if it had been a white victim and a white person who had held him in a chokehold. I don't even think there'd be charges in this.
I think it actually would. And I actually think that you would be calling Daniel Penny a murderer.
Oh, my gosh, please. That's Dan Abrams, Shavona Newsom, News Nation this week. And she is a leader, I guess, in Black Lives Matter. I don't even know what that means. If you're a leader in Black Lives Matter, is that like being, a leader in Boy Scouts or something? Is that like leader of your art club? I don't know what it means. But anyway, she's going on there spewing all the nonsense. And Abrams, rightfully so, is like, how is this racist? But here's the thing. That's part of the grift. Everything has to be racist from their perspective. America has to be inherently racist. If not, the grift ends. So she's got to come out and say that, even though there were several members of the jury who were black, who did not, of course, decide to go along with the prosecutor in this case. It wasn't a hung jury. They acquitted the guy. But this back and forth continued.
Why is this a race case? Did Daniel Penny say anything racist when it happened?
What is the labeling and the stereotypes? Daniel Penny, when he lied during interrogations, which no one is showing.
But answer my question. When was the race? When did he bring race into this?
Him a crackhead, and he said he was doing crackhead things. The problem is Daniel Penny.
Wait, stop right there. Stop right there. Okay, hold on. Daniel Penny said that Jordan Neely was doing crackhead things. If you presume that to be a racist statement, I hate to break it to you, you are the racist. If you presume the phrase doing crackhead things as referring to a black person, then you're being racist. Believe it or not, white people can be crackheads. So can Latinos and Asians. If you presume as a black person that somebody else saying someone's doing crackhead things to be about black people, you're a racist. You are the one making it about race. Hello? Oh, my gosh. Oh. We got to fix these drops on the machine. That's what we got to do. I had a great drop lined up, and it got screwed up. Let's continue.
Remorse for nothing he did, and that dishonors the real service people of this country, the real Marines who don't lie, who care for others, and who do no harm.
So do you not blame Jordan Neely at all? I mean, for what he did? He deserves no blame from your perspective, right?
Did you hear the witness testimony?
I'm asking you a question.
Or are you cherry-picking the ones?
I'm asking you a question. Do you blame Jordan Neely at all for his conduct?
If Jordan Neely was a white man, we'd be saying it was an opioid crisis. He was hungry. He was mentally ill. He had a muffin in his pocket.
I wouldn't.
Well, is that a muffin in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Come on now. Jordan Neely had a muffin in his pocket. What the heck does that mean? What does that have to do with anything? What color shirt was he wearing? What was he going to have for lunch? Did he have dinner plans? I just asking questions that are completely irrelevant to anything, but I guess if the guy had a muffin in his pocket and that supposedly means something, then I might as well take it one step further. Did he have a happy hour lined up somewhere in Manhattan that day? I don't know. Let's keep it going. Dan Abrams and Shavona Newsom, Black Lives Matter on News Nation.
Why did he never ask about the well-being in that police department about Jordan Neely?
So
he was a hero.
You're asking a lot of questions that are sort of rhetorical questions, right? But the ultimate question is, why did the jury acquit? Is it because they're racist?
America is inherently biased.
So the jury is racist.
Have you seen?
I'm asking you a question. No, don't change the subject. Is it because the jury is racist?
Yes.
There you go. There you go. That's what this case is all about in the eyes of people like Shavona Newsom with Black Lives Matter. Because everything is racist, America is racist, and yes, a jury of his peers that included multiple people of color are racist. See, that's what this all ties back to. They have to be able to pursue that narrative. And it's truly insane how she continued to repeat these claims about what Daniel Perry was thinking, what he must have been feeling. That's not how this works in a court of law. That's not how the judicial system works. It's not about what you think somebody else might be thinking and you interpreting somebody else's words as racist, therefore they must be guilty. That's not, thankfully, in most cases, how the system is played out, John.
Well, we circle back around to one of their own arguments, too, that only white people can be racist, and yet she called the whole jury racist, which was not all white.
Exactly, that too.
Right,
that
cell
too.
phone.
Whoops. Yes, whoopsies. But here's the thing. Those people of color on the jury are just going along with probably the racism of the white people on the jury because of racism.
They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know any better or something like that. See, I'm now getting confused trying to make the circular argument on their behalf. Oh, 913-408-7957. It's 8:15. Bill O'Reilly is going to be here at 8:35, 20 minutes away on 95.7 FM, KCMO Talk Radio, streaming on the KCMO Talk Radio app.